So Italy put in a stunning performance versus Turkey in the opening game. Now they will face Switzerland. So how are they going to set up in this encounter? I imagine that they're going to have a very similar or pretty much the same structure going into this game. It works so well, and I can't see them deviating from that just yet. I do think they can make some alterations as the tournament goes on, but for now, they may just wish to get the win on board and then move forward with other options later. So we saw Chiellini and Bonucci form part of the back four, and when they are in an attacking transition, Spinazzola tends to get into these positions here, as we saw, and Florenzi would tuck in here to form a three at the back, but also link with the midfield. However, Florenzi got injured and looks like he's out of the tournament, so Di Lorenzo came in, and he will probably continue in this position too. So looking into the forward line, Insigne will continue in this area here. Now, we did see him make a lot of movement centrally, coming around this side of Immobile too. Berardi generally stuck to this side, and the first goal actually came from him getting around the back of the defender in a situation that we noted last time. Barella linking into these spaces here, getting between the lines. Jorginho just dictating things there, with Locatelli supporting the defence and the attack, moving into a lot of good areas with the ball and helping Italy to retain possession very quickly. Switzerland are a bit better with the ball than Turkey, so this is going to be very useful to see how they will cope. So versus Wales, Switzerland opted with the 3-4-3 formation, or a 5-2-1-2, you could also call it as well. What they did is they had Avedi, Shah and Akanji as the three central defenders, with Mbabu and Rodriguez as the wing backs, full backs. Now, against Wales, they weren't really able to exploit that too much, and they may have less ability to exploit that against Italy, a team who are very good at pinning teams back. So Spinazzola is going to get down to this left-hand side a lot. So Mbabu is going to have his work cut out. It's going to restrict him from really getting forward. He's probably going to be having to sit back and defend and help out this way. Same on the other side. Rodriguez is going to have to drop back and help Akanji here, as Berardi is looking to come into these spaces here. So he'll need his support with that, especially with Immobile making space in the centre here. Of course, Barella is going to move into the spaces between the defensive lines, which is going to really prevent Switzerland from moving forward with the ball. Xhaka and Freuler are probably going to spend a lot of time in these defensive positions. But this could be one option for Switzerland. They could deny Barella the space to get in between these defensive lines here and force him to play actually a bit further deeper. The problem, of course, is we saw that Turkey were restricted to playing a very deep, low, compact defensive line, which was not useful as they were unable to get the ball into attacking areas. Switzerland tend to play with two strikers, though, as opposed to one like Turkey. So Embolo and Seferovic may be the two options for Switzerland, which allows them to get up the pitch maybe a bit more. The problem for Switzerland might be Shaqiri. Shaqiri's going to have to use a lot more defensive work in this game, and he's not quite the best option in terms of transition, as he prefers to play in these spaces here. So what Switzerland may wish to do is switch out Shaqiri and bring in somebody like Zakaria. Zakaria is a very good box-to-box midfielder. He can play defensive midfielder, which is where he plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. So it could be a good option for him to sit in here as Italy look to connect the passes into the attacking midfield spaces. So one of the things Italy liked to do, and they liked to do against Turkey, was get the ball into one of the centre-backs, the side centre-backs like Chiellini and Di Lorenzo on this side. And then what they tended to do was play the ball into this attacking midfield area. So Switzerland, one of the options could be to cut off these passing lanes. So Freuler on one side and Xhaka maybe on the other. What they need to do is they need to cover this space better, get in tighter. One of the things Turkey didn't do was get aggressive to the Italian midfielders. They tended to just drop back and sit back like this. They just sat back, which allowed more space in between here and allowed Italy to get more forward and push forward with the ball. So what Switzerland may wish to do instead of that is actually get a bit more aggressive, get a bit more tighter onto these attackers. so that the space in between the midfield and defensive line is much more restricted. So Freuler, Zakaria and Xhaka can just sit in front a little bit more and deny Insigne this space in between. Locatelli is obviously going to play a part here because he can drop in here, which means Freuler has to go out into that space, and then it gives Insigne more space, which is why Zakaria could be a good option. He can then drop into these spaces and follow into somebody like Insigne on this side, and then if the ball switches to the other side, Zakaria can move in here and deny Barella or Berardi the space. So Zakaria can operate in these areas with Xhaka and Freuler just sitting in front a little bit more and getting more aggressive with the midfielders to prevent the passing lanes for Italy. Another factor that Switzerland will need to prevent is the ability of Jorginho to pick out passes from deep. So not only do they use the centre-backs to play the ball into these attacking midfield spaces and the half spaces, they're also going to use Jorginho to create some passing lanes and triangles in the central areas. This could be a situation where one of the central midfielders actually goes out to press Jorginho. Xhaka can go in one instance, Freuler can go in another, with Zakaria looking to cover the space in this side. The benefit for Switzerland is that by playing five at the back, they are able to cover the spaces a bit better than Turkey did if they're able to stay compact in the central areas, and Babu can cover here and Rodriguez can cover on the other side as well. They'll need to look out for the inside runs. Berardi will move inside as well as outside. And of course, Insigne can do the same on this side as well. But if they have somebody like Zakaria just protecting these spaces here, stopping the attacking midfielders from receiving the ball in dangerous areas around here, it could work. That would allow somebody like Cher just to focus on Immobile and stick with him and keep him out the game. Of course, if Xhaka goes when Jorginho has the ball, Freuler goes when the ball looks to come to the left-hand side as well, that could work. They may also need somebody like Seferovic just to drop in and just try to put a little bit of pressure on Jorginho. So what about the transition for Switzerland? Well, they're going to need to really use the channels. It's going to be quite difficult though because of Italy's ability to have a solid back three with Spinazzola on the opposite side, of course, pushing up. So Embolo's going to need to really look for the channels. He's going to look for the space between Bonucci and Di Lorenzo. Now, Di Lorenzo in attack does tend to push up a little bit more and get into a central area. So Embolo can take advantage of that by trying to get in behind him and isolating himself with Bonucci. But he'll need to be very quick to defeat Bonucci with the ball, as Bonucci's experience counts for something. Seferovic is more of a workhorse type striker. He's not the quickest, so Chiellini should be able to manage him. But Seferovic needs to try to really get close to Embolo and support him if they go with Seferovic. But Switzerland may wish to go with somebody like Gavranovic, who is a little bit better than Seferovic at getting in behind. He tends to find spaces in and around here a bit better, although that might not work so well with the link-up play with Embolo. So they need to find that balance that can really disrupt Italy's backline. Another factor here is Zakaria's ability to carry the ball out of defence. So in transition, Jorginho may approach Zakaria, or Barella may just drop in here as well. If Zakaria can break that line and break the press, Switzerland have a chance. Freuler can get into this space here and support, and Babu can also try to see if he can get past Spinazzola on this right-hand side with Rodriguez on the left too. This is going to be the key for Switzerland. Can they really break out when they get the opportunity to do so? If they only go with a couple of numbers, Italy should manage it very, very well. But if they're able to get Embolo into this space behind Di Lorenzo and even get Rodriguez and Mbabu high up, as well as Zakaria breaking the press with the ball into these areas here, it could cause Italy some problems. The problem is that Italy are very good defensively structured, and as soon as they lose the ball, they're very good at recovering the spaces. So Locatelli will just drop in here, Jorginho looks to cover there, and Spinazzola, of course, is quick up and down the pitch. So let's see if Switzerland can offer anything in this game. Can they cause Italy any problems during the transitions? I'm expecting Italy to win again, but this is the way Switzerland could win. So we'll have to see if they're able to do that. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of more videos. Thank you.